Hey, welcome to Facts at 5. I'm Michael Clark. It is Monday, May 18th, and I'm here at LTV Studios in Waynescott, New York, with the lovely, talented, enchanting Morgan Vaughan. How are you, Morgan?
I'm okay. How are you,
Did you have a good weekend?
I did have a good weekend.
Okay, well, that's good. Why don't you get us started with what's going on with the Gov?
Okay. Well, Governor Cuomo announced on Saturday that elective surgeries can resume in Suffolk County after having been halted since March 25th. And so that is good news for people who need to have elective surgeries. And when we're talking about elective surgeries, we're not talking about, facelifts.
All right.
We're talking about
this receding hairline. I can't.
No, we're talking about things that people need: cancer surgeries, tumor removal, whatever. Important things.
Yep.
So that is positive for us. The number of COVID-19 hospitalizations across the county decreased, but the number of patients in intensive care rose a little bit. Okay. And in terms of the reopening metrics that we've been talking about, there are 7 of them, we have met 5 out of 7. What we haven't met is the 14-day decline in hospitalizations, which is a rolling 3 days. Remember, we talked about that. Mm-hmm. And our new hospitalizations are still more than 2 hospitalizations per 1,000 residents.
But we're heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
And a side note about elective surgeries is that there's this ironic twist, this is from NPR, that as the coronavirus pandemic sweeps the nation, the very workers tasked with treating those afflicted with the virus are losing work in droves. Emergency room visits are down because people don't want to go to the emergency room, even if they're, having a heart attack. Non-urgent surgical procedures have been largely on hold. And so looks like it's going to end up taking a $200 billion hit over a 4-month period to the hospitals.
Wow.
And so people are being furloughed, people are losing their jobs. That's why you're also seeing people come to New York City to help.
So you have this group of nurses, doctors, et cetera, that are working like crazy and can't get a day off. And then you have another group that's really being furloughed because they're more categorized underneath the elective surgery realm.
And the other twist is that the Economic Policy Institute estimates that nearly 13 million Americans have likely lost their employee-sponsored health insurance so far.
Wow.
So that is another thing, is that you lose your health insurance because you can't work, so you can't have your surgery, that you need your hip replacement or your knee replacement or whatever you need to make your life livable.
It's so far-reaching, this stuff.
It's
really incredible.
It is a web. It is all intertwined. It's so crazy.
We had to hit the ground running, and now we're starting to feel some of the residual effects of it.
Right.
But I have some good news.
Okay.
I found a place for you.
Oh, thank God.
For rental. We were talking about the rental markets on Friday. And you can rent the Hedges Inn in East Hampton. They're going to rent the entire property from June 1st to Labor Day for $1 million, or $350,000 a month. And for an extra $100,000, you can get a chef and a housekeeping staff along with that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a bargain, really.
Sure. No, I kid around, and that really is happening. But this is a good example of people finding new ways of doing business, right? They had to really take a look at their current business model and say, okay, is this going to work this time? Do we really want all these people parading in and out of an inn and that has, by the way, 13 bedrooms, a commercial kitchen, 2 acres of outdoor space, and comes with a fully stocked bar. And so they will traditionally have, 3,000 guests?
Yeah.
Stay at the inn each year. But this spring they want to rent it to, in one fell swoop and see what happens.
I don't know. We don't know what the town or the village will say about it, but it seems to me to be a solution.
Yeah.
And it certainly is better, I would think, to not have 3,000 people or however many are in the summer than to have, 3 families.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, they said that a seasonal or monthly buyout of the hotel will provide a way to keep the staff there employed, and they didn't have to lay anybody off, and to bring in some revenue. And they've already received an offer for rent for August from someone who is looking for a place to house their personal staff. They said, and they felt that a company like a film production company or something like that, looking for a rental over the summertime, would be a good place for them to do it if they're going to be allowed to shoot movies out here.
It would certainly be cool.
Yeah.
I would like to live there.
Maybe someday. So.
Okay, so the next thing that we have is that there, and this is about that, is that Peter Van Scoyoc on May 14th, this was a press release from today, wrote to Andrew Cuomo describing a concern that a summertime influx of people into our area, East Hampton, has the potential to cause renewed outbreaks of COVID-19 and reverse the progress our area has made. So initially, Governor Cuomo referred to reopening hotels and motels as part of the third phase of a cautious regional reopening of business, which will only proceed if there is no evidence of a COVID-19 resurgence.
Right. So, and then, but the governor still lists inns and those type of things as essential businesses that were allowed to continue operating throughout the shutdown, right?
Right.
So, I guess the board is saying that we're still trying to. We can't just have those open all up. It needs to be in conjunction with that 3-phase program.
Because right now they're on the list of essential businesses,
right?
So that people could, for whatever business they have to travel, whatever they have to do, they have to visit family. You can see that a hotel or a motel seems like it would be an essential business, right? Because people need to, not for recreation though, not for tourism,
right?
But for work or for family or whatever you have. So that's why you could see that's reasonable. But I think the town board is thinking maybe not for tourism.
Yeah, kind of sets the precedent.
If you're just coming to go to the beach, it might not be the best thing. If there's an emergency in your family, that's another
right, because you open them up. Think about the cleaning that has to take place,
right.
People coming in and out, and wow.
There's a lot, right?
Yeah.
I thought this was a fascinating article in the New York Times this weekend about, and I don't know how this would work. I don't know if it would work, but people are coming up with solutions for how we're going to move forward, because it's not going to look like
out-of-the-box solutions.
Out-of-the-box solutions.
Right.
And it's not going to, it probably won't look like what we're used to, a 5-day work week, and then you go home on the weekend and everybody goes to the stores on Saturday and Sunday or whatever. It's going to be, there's going to be some differences. And so this, a professor of computer and systems biology and a professor of economics had published this in the New York Times, that they're talking about actually using COVID-19's almost, what do you call it, like it's the way it is, right. So that you have a 5-day incubation period, and then you have to stay away from everybody for 14 days.
Okay.
So they're saying that we can figure out a way of this dilemma by exploiting a key property of the virus. Its latency period, the 3-day delay on average between a time a person is infected and when the time he or she can infect others. So their idea is that people can work in 2-week cycles, on the job for 4 days, and by the time they might become infectious, 10 days at home in lockdown. The strategy works better when the population is split into 2 groups of households working alternating weeks. So you could see. And the reason I bring this up, and I think it's so interesting, is because it's going to be something like this.
Yeah.
We're going to have to, it might not be this, but there's going to have to be something. I mean, in terms of universities, California is not going to be having universities.
Right.
Their state university is not open this fall.
Right.
That's a lot of people's lives who are going to be very different.
And what's interesting about this is the thought process. They're not taking how it's always been and taking it and trying to pigeonhole it into something that they have. Instead, they're working with the way the virus operates, right. And fine-tuning, their processes and their systems to try to fit within there in a way that makes sense.
And I really encourage everybody to look at this, just because it might be some way that we do it. But what I loved is that what everybody's been talking about, what all the scientists have been saying, is that one of the biggest problems with this virus is its latency period,
right.
Because people seem fine.
Right.
Everybody's fine, but they're spreading, which things like MERS and SARS didn't do. You didn't start spreading until you got sick.
Right.
So you were already staying home because you had a fever. This doesn't do that. And so instead of seeing that as a problem, they're seeing it as a way to get into finding a solution. I love that. I just think it's so brilliant.
Yeah, no, and are they actually doing this? Because I know this was in Tel Aviv, I think, or are they just talking about it?
I think they're just talking about it. I think it's an idea.
Okay.
An idea being, being suggested as a cyclic strategy. Yeah. And we were talking about this earlier. Like, it seems outrageous and hard to think about, but then when you go to college and you have, your schedule because of the days of the week.
Right.
Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you figure it out.
Right.
It would be something like that. I think it's really interesting.
I mean, that's the way that we have to operate. That's it.
Otherwise, we're not going to be able to go back to business. We need to go back.
It's just not the way things were.
No.
And it won't be, at least for,
won't be.
in the near future, and it may not be. That is true. So what do we got going on? We got the remote possibility of Harry Wareing from WEHM, our friend Harry, who they've helped us out with East End Undergrounds when we were doing those. He's going to be doing an interview with Angela now. It's either going to be today or tomorrow. It could be a last-minute thing today. So you may see it after we're done speaking. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean,
but, we roll the dice. And he's going to be speaking with Angela and telling us about something that they're doing to raise money for the hospital, which I think you actually reported out on. They're going to be raising money for one of the groups over there at the hospital.
Okay.
At Southampton Hospital. So,
and is that this weekend, this Memorial Day weekend?
I believe so.
Okay.
This weekend is when it's going to be. It's very much like the one that we talked about with AFD. We're going to be having a concert here on June the 6th on the air. With everything being remote, and right. Joe Lauro and the Hoodoo Loungers and Love and Wainwright III and Randy Brecker, they're going to be doing one of those on June the 6th, raising money for the food pantries. This is very similar, with some big name people are supposed to be in attendance for WEHMs as well. So more to follow on that for sure, and hopefully that'll be the interview right after this. So. What else
and
we got?
We're off the air Wednesday and Thursday.
Yes.
So no Facts at 5, no anything. We'll be black potentially.
Yes.
Or Riverhead will put another feed in to say that we're off the air, but we are not off the air. It's not your television set. It's not Cablevision. We won't be there.
Right.
Channel 20, Channel 22 on Altice.
And don't forget, folks, we're still looking for your videos. And we'll take music videos of original music. We'd like to get them on for our abbreviated version of East End Underground. We've run 2 of those so far with local artists. And nice videos about what you've been doing on your summer vacation. What's been happening here?
Or not so nice.
Yeah. No, really, what's been happening, what you've been doing during the pandemic, and what's impacted you. Some of the things that really jumped out at you as the heroes and whatnot, but you can send those to us as well. We're also at facts@ltveh.org, so check out our website there, and don't forget to follow LTV on social media and subscribe to us on YouTube. You can watch all past episodes there, and signing off, we'd like to thank our sponsor, who are Sound Aircraft Services. Yes.
What, are you testing me?
Yeah, I was.
It's Monday. We already had to start and stop.
But we appreciate your support, guys. Thanks so much, and keep it rolling. Morgan, I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, okay then. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Well, Memorial Day is ahead this weekend. And what's going on in terms of music? Well, EHM Radio and Long Island Broadcasting has a really special event planned. It's a virtual concert for caregivers. And here to talk about that is EHM's programming manager, Harry Wareing. Harry, how are you?
Very good. Live from my kitchen. This is crazy. It's kind of weird. I can't believe this is what I'm doing right now. My refrigerator's right here, so if anyone wants a snack.
What's in the fridge? Let's look at the fridge. Good stuff. I've been actually
really healthy during this because it's good when you're afraid to go out. You basically are like, well, I know studios today. So it's been good. How are you? Everyone's good over there, and we're finding our way through.
We miss you guys. Well, we've all been so distant virtually, but obviously people are still listening to the radio, 92.9 and 96.9 EHM, very popular out in the East End, especially in East Hampton. Tell us about this concert that's coming up this weekend. I know it's 4 days.
I think one of the things way back when this started in March, you want to do something to help. You want to figure out a way that you can. There's so many different ways and people that need help during this. I'm sitting in my kitchen. Essentially, I've been sitting here for the past few months. And, when Lauren, myself, and Joe and the team get together, we think, what can we do to try to come up with an idea that can say thank you to the amazing heroes? I can't imagine being a nurse that has to go to work every day. I'm so in awe of them, doctors, nurses, and healthcare workers that do this. And so the idea was kind of built from that of what can we do to say thank you, and what can we do to help and use what we have as a radio station to come up with a way to do that, to say thank you and to help them out as well, raise some funds. And we wanted to team up with the Healthcare Heroes Fund for Southampton Hospital, Stony Brook, Southampton. They're doing incredible things over there. I feel like in the beginning of the story, everyone rushed down from the city and they were kind of inundated. And you heard that in the news and you're kind of worried. They're this small hospital that's doing great things, but they can't take all of these the big influx of people. And it's nice to see they've done amazing things. I remember speaking to the mayor of Southampton, the town, and Jesse was saying, they're doing okay. And I remember being surprised by that. And I was like, wow, that's great. And it just kept going and they've been doing terrific, but we want to help them out any way we can. What can we do? We're a radio station. So I like to talk. Sorry, I'll get to the point. Basically, the idea is what do we have? We've got our artists that really do care about the listeners of EHM, and let's get them together. Let's get some performances. Everyone's in their homes. You see streaming concerts all the time, and we're so lucky to have some great artists that are local artists and national artists as well that helped us out with this and have provided us with content. It's fun to see these videos, I have to say. We've kind of seen a lot of them already, and we'll be hosting them up throughout the weekend. And it's just great to see everyone in a different element. It's fun seeing Lucinda Williams in her house. She's got a nice setup, don't get me wrong. But it's crazy to see G-Love, sitting there and kind of like Lord knows where these people are in their houses, in their basements. Or it gives like another view into their lives that normally you would never have. So it's interesting.
I like seeing what people have in their houses too. I like their setting. Yeah. So tell me, you reached out to different artists, and to tell us about some of the videos. So they actually created these videos for this virtual concert that it's going to be on YouTube, right?
What we're going to do is at concertforcaregivers.com and our Facebook page, we're going to be sending people there to Concert for Caregivers, where you can donate money to raise money for the Healthcare Heroes Fund of Southampton Hospital, Stony Brook, Southampton. And you'll get a whole bunch every day. We'll put up different videos, and you get to watch some performances from Lucinda Williams and G Love, and let's see, Gary Loris from the Jayhawks, among others. We've got a whole bunch coming in. Malin's just came in. My email just dinged, and I think we got a video from him that he's recorded. Brett Miller from the old 97s did one. Pete Ewan.
Nice.
It's cool to see. And some of them, they're just getting us content. People want to help in any way they can. It's hard. I think a lot of people think these artists are just sitting in their houses. They've got lives, they've got children, they've got other things. So we appreciate just them providing us content, and we'll be able to put that up throughout the weekend for you guys to check out and raise money for a great cause. And thanks to some great local artists too, like Caroline Doctorow providing a video, Gene Casey, Nancy Atlas, Andy Eaton, and so many more. I just got a message this morning from Miles.
We love them.
So it's really fun. Funkin' A, Kyle, who we did the Underground show with, it seems like
I was going to say, we had you guys, EHM sponsored LTV's East End Underground Live, right, at our studios at Studio 3 in Wainscott. And we did a couple of these in January. I can't believe we had the Kenny Harris Project, and we had Funkin' A. You hosted. We recorded it, aired it. In February, we had Mama Lee Rose and Friends, which was also awesome. Both really packed with people, a rockin' time. And now we're like zooming, streaming, listening.
It's years ago, and it's amazing to think back to it and how things have changed. And like I said, when Laura and myself, we sat down and said, what can we do? Let's get content. Let's find some interesting stuff that people haven't seen, get that up there, and just do something to say thank you to the healthcare workers, because it's easy for us to stay home. It's not, it's annoying sometimes, but at the end of the day, we're living our lives. We just can't go anywhere. These people are amazing. They go to work and they're literally in the line of fire every day with it. And we just want to.
The hospital has been amazing. We've talked to them. We've had them on Facts at 5, and we've shown some video. And the healthcare hero, that Healthcare Heroes Fund is so important. I mean, those people have rallied. They have done an amazing job, and it's very important. Obviously, with the influx of a lot more people, even early in the season, coming out there, we have a less density in the East End. We want to keep it that way. We want to keep people safe and happy. But the hospital has been accommodating this and has been really stepping up at an unprecedented time. So this Healthcare Heroes Fund. How can people help now when they go to the Facebook page for EHM and they go to the Concert for Caregivers website?
Here's what I would recommend. First, follow us on Facebook. It's at WEHM Radio. So you'll get all the kind of the links, and we'll put some videos up there too to kind of push you towards the website. And bookmark concertforcaregivers.com. I want to say thank you to Ready Cleaners, our title sponsors, who's helping us out with this whole thing. Thank you to them. And also all our sponsors, Second Nature Markets in Southampton and East Hampton, Jaguar Land Rover Freeport, Rosenberg and Gluck. Some great partnerships we've developed with people, and they really just want to help. Everyone's sitting at home in front of their refrigerators and thinking, what can we do to help those heroes out there? And this is a part of it. So come to concertforcaregivers.com. That's starting up on Friday night. We're going to post some videos there. It's kind of like a virtual festival in a way. So every day we'll post up some videos. Yeah. And, it's nice. Bookmark concertforcaregivers.com. Follow us on social, and you'll get all the information throughout the weekend. It's a good way to spend. It's a different Memorial Day weekend. And, you have to stay home. I think you should stay home and be safe. But you can check this out. It gives you something to do. Spend some time watching some great performances. And we just appreciate all our artists. Harry, let me ask you. Sure.
Oh, yeah. You got a nice group. Let me ask you about about not just the concert, but how the station is doing. You guys are broadcasting in a normal way, obviously from home, or what? How are all the DJs? What's going on there?
We figured a way. It's funny. When this started, we wanted to test it. There's like the day before St. Patrick's Day. We're like, that Monday, we're going to see if we can work from home. And that's when everything changed that weekend, where we learned about flattening the curve and everything. And we worked it out. On Monday, it worked great. We figured out how to, everyone's kind of recording and doing things and connecting from home. It's amazing to see what you can do when you're put in a situation where you have to do it. I've been out to the station a few times wearing masks and getting out there just to make sure everything's cool and everything works. But we've been very lucky so far. And we've been doing this from our houses. It's crazy to think about what you can do. It's fun to watch others. I feel like I like to watch other TV shows, but I can't hear her mic. We're better. So it's very cool to know we're doing this. And when, other bigger networks and things, I'm like, I can't see them. I don't have a bookcase. I need a bookcase from watching all of it, but there are all the different things we can do from home, and we don't have to worry about, we just want to be there for the listener. That's the main goal. I think we're a nice distraction from this, and it's hard. You wake up every morning. I feel like a lot of the times you hear good news, and then the next day you hear bad news, and you don't know what to think. And you just gotta ride it out, and you hope to stay healthy. You care about your loved ones and your friends, and you just keep moving. And I like to think on some small level, our goal is to just try to keep people, distract them a little bit, give them something good in their lives, and provide them with information too, and what they need to know. But take them away from the press conferences, all the news, and get some good music on there, and then do this to help those, to give back. And that's the main goal of this. So that's hopefully this weekend for caregivers.com. And we can't wait for it to start on Friday.
That's great. Well, you guys at EHM and Long Island Radio do an amazing job. I've known Lauren Stone, who runs that whole gig, for a long time. We went to the same college. I've known her.
That's right.
We catch up maybe once a year at Rowdy Hall for a burger. But I went to her daughter's, their baby shower actually at Nick and Tony's 12 years ago, and we stay in touch. And I just talked to her the other day, and we talked about what else can we do, and in conjunction with LTV, which is appreciative of everything. And we try to, we're showing videos of local artists and their music. We want to keep doing the East End Underground thing, but we even talked about maybe doing a virtual East End Underground Unplugged.
Why not?
So we'll talk about. Yeah, perfect. I'm not saying it's going to be like the Sondheim thing, but it's a little different. But but if we do simple guitar and vocals, you never know. Yeah. So we're trying to, we're talking about that. Until we get back to when we can do clubs, and we don't know when that's going to be. So this is the alternative right now. We're not going to stop expressing us and reaching people with music and in other ways. So this is all part of it. So one more time.
One more time, concertforcaregivers.com. Follow at WEHM Radio on social, on Facebook. I'll be posting links up there throughout the week, really, and some great content coming your way this weekend. So it's going to be fun. It's a great way to kick off the summer. It's a strange summer. We know. We just want to kind of provide a little chance to have some fun this Memorial Day weekend. Concertforcaregivers.com.
You guys
so
rock. Harry Wareing, thank you so much. Concert for Caregivers is this weekend. It's a 4-day festival, music festival. We kick it off online. We're going to put up information on our end credits. And Harry Wareing and everybody at EHM and Long Island Radio, thank you so much. And to all the artists who donated their time and talent to be part of this, we really salute you and we thank you.